I made 2 cups this morning out of habit. Set hers down before I caught myself again. 53 years of reaching in the darkness, and my hand still knows exactly where she'd been. Her reading glasses sit beside the lampshade. I haven't had the heart to put them away. There's an indent in her pillow I can't flatten, so I sleep on my side and let it stay. Her coat is on the hook beside the front door. Still smells like her, like Sunday, like before. I don't know how a man fills up that silence when the quiet is the loudest thing you've known. Lord, do you have her in the place where the hurting is done? Is she warm? Is she laughing? Does she know that I'm trying to come? I'm still here in the kitchen, in the life that we made, and I'll carry this missing if you promise me, Lord, that she's not afraid. To fight about the thermostat on Tuesdays. She always wanted warm, I'd turn it down. I'd give anything to hear her say I'm freezing, just to wrap my arms around her now. She kept a jar of buttons on the windowsill. Said someday she would sew them all back on. I sit and turn them over in my fingers. Every button still here, every button she's gone. Between the pages of a book, she'd written, I am proud of you, in pencil. And I had to sit down hard at what it took. Lord, do you have her in the place where the is she warm? Is she laughing? Does she know that I'm trying to come? I'm still here in the kitchen, in the life that we made, and I'll carry this missing if you promise me, Lord, that she's not afraid. I'm not a man who kneels down easy. Never was much for the words that churches use. But I've been talking to the ceiling every evening, running out of anger, running out of blues. Because something in me knows she didn't vanish, the way a candle knows the dark won't win. I feel her in the cardinal on the fence post, in the way the morning lets the light back in. So I'll make my 2 cups every single morning, and I'll set one down and let it go cold there. Not because I've lost my mind to grieving, but because love doesn't stop just because the chair is bare. Lord, do you have her in the place where the hurting is done? Is she warm? Is she laughing? Does she know that I'm trying to come? I'm still here in the kitchen, in the life that we made, and I'll carry this missing if you promise me, Lord, that she is not afraid. The pastor said that grief is just love waiting, with nowhere left to go but up to you. And I think about her hands inside my hands, and how 50 years still didn't feel like enough to do. But I put her glasses in the drawer on Sunday, kept one button from the jar beside my bed, and I said out loud to no one and to someone everything I should have said. Lord, I know you have her in the place where the hurting is done. She is warm, she is laughing, and she knows that I'm trying to come. I'm still here in the kitchen, in the life that we made, and I'll carry this missing, because Lord, I believe now she is not afraid. Save my seat at the table, I'll be home before long. Save my seat at the table, I won't be that long. I won't be that long.
Wow.
She nursed me back from nothing twice, sat beside my bed through both long nights, held my hand when I forgot my name, and never once complained or laid the blame. 40 years she gave me everything, raised our children, wore her wedding ring, and I repaid her in the worst way known. Traded everything for something I don't even own. My son found out before I had the nerve to say it. He called me once and never called again. My daughter blocked my number without warning. I didn't even know until I tried to send. And somewhere there are grandchildren who know my face from photographs their mother put away. A man my age should know what really matters, and I threw it all away. I had everything I wanted, and I threw it all away. I threw it all away. She never raised her voice when she found out. Just looked at me the way you look at something that has finally shown you what it really is, and walked out with the dignity still with her. I wanted her to scream, to throw things at the wall, to give me something I could push back on. But she just packed a bag on a Tuesday afternoon, and by the evening she was gone. I sat there in the house we built together, the picture's still up, the furniture still placed, every room arranged the way she wanted, every corner still had traces of her grace. And I walked through it like a man in someone else's life, touching things that no longer belong to me. A man my age with nothing left to show for it but the wreckage of what used to be. I had everything I wanted, and I threw it all away. A good woman who would love me, and I threw it all away. My children and their children gone from my life to stay. I had everything God gave me, and I threw it all away. God forgive me, I threw it all away. I've heard men say they did it because they were lonely, 'cause something in the marriage had gone cold. But I won't stand here and dress it up in reasons. That's just pride trying to soften what I sold. Because she was there, she had always been there, through the surgeries, the death, the years of strain. She was the kind of woman men write songs about, and I repaid her with the worst kind of pain. My grandchildren don't know me now as anything except the reason that their family broke in two. And there's no way to explain to a 7-year-old why Grandpa did the things that Grandpa chose to do. I drove past my son's house on a Sunday evening. The lights were on, I could see them through the glass. His wife, his kids, the dinner table full of people. I kept driving, I didn't stop, I couldn't ask. Lord, I'm not looking for a way to make this easier. I'm not kneeling here to bargain down the weight. I'm just asking for the strength to keep on breathing in a house that still smells like the life I threw away. Because the hardest thing about the road I'm walking isn't that they left, they had every right to go. It's that I knew what I was doing when I did it, and I did it anyway. And that's the part I'll never let go. I had everything I wanted, and I threw it all away. A good woman who would love me, and I threw it all away. My children and their children gone from my life to stay. I had everything God gave me, and I threw it all away. God forgive me, I threw it all away. I cook for one now, that's the thing that gets me. Never thought about it till I had to learn. I set the table wrong the first few evenings, put out 2 plates before I caught the burn. Her reading glasses turned up in a drawer last Monday. I held them for an hour before I put them back. Not because I missed the woman that she was to me, but because I finally understand what I lacked. A man my age should have learned this long before now. Should have known what 40 years of love was worth. Instead I stand here in an empty house at nighttime, the loneliest man on the face of this earth. I'm not asking for my children This isn't something I can claim. I'm just asking God to tell her that I'm sorry, even if she never hears me say her name. I had everything I wanted, and I threw it all away. A good woman who had loved me, and I threw it all away. My children and their children, gone from my life to stay. I had everything God gave me, and I threw it all away. God, forgive me, I threw it all away. God, forgive me, I threw it all away.
Wow.
The morning that he left, I packed his bag, put in the picture of his mother and his dog. He laughed and said that he'd be back by Christmas. I told him I'd hold him to that, God. I watched his bus until it turned the corner, stood there in the cold a little longer than I should. Told myself that pride was what I was feeling, told myself that fear was just misunderstood. I kept his room the way he always left it, boots beside the door, his jacket on the chair. I told myself that boys come home from somewhere, I just had to learn to sit and wait right there. He served this country with everything he had. He stood up when they needed him, like I raised him to, like I always had. And Lord, I know you needed him more than I could say, but he was still my boy. He never came home, he never came home, and I needed him to stay. I needed him to stay. Two men in uniform came up my driveway on a Tuesday when the leaves were turning gold. I knew before they reached the porch what happened, some news you feel before it can be told. I didn't cry right then, I just stood listening, nodded like a man who understands, shook their hands because my son would want me to, and walked back inside with shaking hands. I sat down at the kitchen table quietly, in the same chair where I taught him how to pray. And I asked God why he'd take a boy so honest, why the good ones always have to go that way. He served this country with everything he had. He stood up when they needed him, like I raised him to, like I always had. And Lord, I know you needed him more than I could say, but he was still my boy. He never came home, he never came home, and I needed him to stay. Oh, I needed him to stay. I went to see his name carved in the memorial, ran my fingers over every letter slow. There were flowers left by people I don't know, and I was glad that strangers loved him so. They gave me a folded flag at the ceremony. I hold it every night before I sleep. It doesn't feel like honor, it feels like something missing. It doesn't feel like glory, it feels like grief. But I know you didn't hesitate a moment. I know you stood up straight and weren't afraid. I know because I watched you grow from nothing into everything a man is meant to be made. So I'll carry you in every quiet morning, in every empty chair and unmade bed. And I'll tell them what you stood for when they ask me. I'll make sure they know your name long after I am dead. Because you never came home, but you never left me either. You're in every sunrise, every first cold breath of fall. Oh, you never came home, but I feel you getting closer. And I know that one day won't be long at all. He served this country with everything he had. He stood up when they needed him, like I raised him to, like I always had. And Lord, I know you needed him more than I could say. But he was still my boy. He never came home. He never came home, and I needed him to stay. I needed him to stay. I went to church last Sunday for the first time since the Tuesday that they walked up my drive. The preacher talked about a soldier in the Bible who laid down everything to keep the others alive. And something in me broke wide open quietly, not in anger, not in bitterness or shame, but in the slow and heavy grace of understanding that my boy died the same way that he came. He came into this world with nothing held back. He left it with his whole heart in his hands. And maybe that's the only thing worth saying when a father tries to make himself understand. He served this country with everything he had. He stood up when they needed him, like I raised him to, like I always had. And Lord, I know you have him in the place where heroes go. He never came home, he never came home, and I needed him to stay. I needed him to stay. Save me a place beside your son. I won't be long. Keep the light on for me. I won't be long. The morning that he left, I packed his bag, put in the picture of his mother and his dog. He laughed and said that he'd be back by Christmas. I told him I'd hold him to that God. I watched his bus until it turned the corner, stood there in the cold a little longer than I should. Told myself that pride was what I was feeling. Told myself that fear was just misunderstood.
Wow.
The moon hangs low on this tired old town, like a prayer too late to be heard. haunted by every word. Your shadow still sleeps beside my soul, though the bed's been cold for years. And every night I drink with ghosts from a bottle filled with tears. I was a king with a reckless crown, till time laid my kingdom down. I will leave soon, like the autumn wind, gone with the fire we once held within. But before I fade, like stars at dawn, know that my love for you lives on. When heaven calls and the night breaks through, I will leave soon, still loving you. My hands are rough from fighting wars no one outside could see. The loudest scars a man can wear are carved in memory. I spoke to God through cigarette smoke, asked why angels disappear. He answered softly through the rain, she was only borrowed here. Now every road bends back to dust, and every promise learns to rest. I will leave soon, like the autumn wind, gone with the fire we once held within. But before I fade, like stars at dawn, know that my love for you lives on. When heaven calls and the night breaks through, I will leave soon, still loving you. If there's another side of pain, another door beyond goodbye, I'll wait for you beside the light where broken hearts learn how to fly. And if your tears fall years from now, let them water what we knew. Some loves don't die, they just pass through. I will leave soon, like the autumn wind, gone with the fire we once held within. But before I fade, like stars at dawn, know that my love for you lives on. When heaven calls and the night breaks through, I will leave soon, still loving you. The moon hangs low on this tired old town, and I'm still yours as I leave soon. I was gone. Too far to come back. But somehow, you still found me. I was walking through the dark with a shattered, broken heart. Every step I lost my way, every night turned into gray. I was drowning in my shame, didn't even call your name. Thought that I was far too gone, thought your love had moved on. But in the silence, I heard you call. When I was nothing, you gave your all. You still found me in the night, when I gave up every fight. When I thought I was too far, you were there right where I are. Through the pain and through the fall, you were standing through it all. I was lost, but now I see. Even there, you found me. I ran far, I turned away, still your love began to stay. Through the storm, through the rain, you were calling me again. Every scar and every tear, you were always standing near. Even when I closed the door, you were waiting even more. I was broken, on my knees. You reached down and rescued me. You still found me in the night, when I gave up every fight. When I thought I was too far, you were closer than my scars. Through the fire, through the flame, you were calling out my name. I was lost, but now I see. Even there, you found me. I don't deserve this love you give, still you died so I could live. Every chain you broke for me, now I'm finally set free. You still found me when I fell, pulled me out of my own hell. When I couldn't even stand, you were holding out your hand. Now my heart will always be right where you have carried me. I was lost, but now I see. You never stopped loving me. I was lost, but you never lost me. But I close my eyes, let my kindness be the echo in the endless night. Let my forgiveness be the spark in the I've spent my whole life trying to build things I thought would last. I carried heavy stones and fought battles I didn't always understand. But as the shadows grow longer and my hands get weaker, I realize that all monuments eventually fall. I'm just a tired traveler at the end of his road. When my final silence comes, I won't be taking anything with me. I just hope I left enough love behind to echo in the dark. This is my surrender, my final prayer. I walked 1,000 miles upon this earth, chasing the wind, trying to prove my worth. My hands are calloused and my boots are worn from every storm that I had to weather since I was born. But looking back at the fading sun, the race is over, the running's done. I used to fear the closing of the door, wondering what this whole long journey was for. But there's a quiet grace in letting go, watching the rivers of time just flow. When the silence falls and the stage is bare, I'll find my peace in the midnight air. The shadows rise, but I close my eyes, letting my kindness be the echo in the endless night. Let my forgiveness be the spark in the fading light. I am laying down my heavy burdens, I am letting go of the pain, hoping the love that I gave away is all that will remain. Oh, under the starlight, let me rest. I gave this life my very best. No more tears to cry under the open sky. I am ready to fly. So don't weep for me when the morning breaks and the busy world around you wakes. Just look at the stars shining up above and know I am resting in the arms of love. The seasons change and the world moves on, but in your heart I am never truly gone. A gentle breeze through the quiet pines, a lingering memory where the sunlight shines. Let my kindness be the echo in the endless night. Let my forgiveness be the spark in the fading light. I am laying down my heavy burdens, I am letting go of the pain, just passing travelers in this vast, endless night. Our greatest legacy isn't to live forever, but to leave a spark bright enough to guide those who walk in the dark after we are gone. May your light remain. Amen.